So what's going on, guys? MrDalekJD here, and welcome to a Black Ops 2 zombie storyline video. It's been a long time coming, but I finally delivered it to you. My interpretation and take on the origin storyline and Black Ops 2 zombies in general. So if you guys go on to enjoy this video, then take 1 second out of your day to give this video a like rating, sit down, get comfy and relax. Let's get to it. Now, huge props go to Murder Machine X at callofdutyzombies.com. Me and him have been speaking a lot about what we think of the storyline. So this is going to be a mix of both my opinion and thoughts as well as his. But just bear in mind that this is an interpretation and this isn't exactly 100% accurate, but it is our interpretation. So inside of Origins, there is a lot of things that don't exactly make sense. Why is Dr. Maxis a drone? Why is Samantha alive at a time where not only was she not born at this time, but also why is Maxis just as old as he was in Doris, if not older? Well, it's actually pretty easy. So with these questions, Richtofen's journal and Richtofen's in-game state that shortly before the zombies, men around the camp at Origins started to get sick. Even Maxis became sick. The body Richtofen operates on in the cutscene is Maxis, and you find his brain right next to the operating table. Now when you pick it up, Richtofen says, "I did not remove your brain without good reason, Maxis." Now, Richtofen took Maxis's brain out to preserve it to save him, and puts it in a drone so that Maxis can live again. So if that explains Maxis, then how can we explain Samantha? Okay, well, Samantha was last seen in Moon, and we're told that Element 115 has the ability to pull things out of time and space. Now this is very, very key. That's how the mystery box works in Origins as well as any other map, as well as how the giant metal robots are in Origins. So if these things can be plucked and pulled throughout anywhere in time and space to any point in time and space, then why not Samantha? We've all wondered where she's been since Moon, and it was the one place Richtofen could never see from the ether, and that is Argatha, where she's trapped in the map Origins. However, she didn't just get put into Argatha, but into Argatha in 1918, back in time. So she was sent back in time to Origins, where she controls the zombies, but simply because no one else is present. She doesn't need to control the zombies, she's only there to control the zombies because there's no one else there. We see Nikolai, Richtofen, Takio and Tank Dempsey for the first time in Origins, and Samantha tries to explain to Maxis that she is his daughter, but this is before Maxis even knew that he had a daughter. So at the end of Origins, and when we finish the Easter egg, we free Samantha from Argatha, and we get immediate results. Maxis and Richtofen tried in Buried to master their power, but it worked against them. Maxis destroyed all he once held dear in vain for something he cherished much more, and Richtofen destroyed all he cared about, but not to have fun, but only to be imprisoned in Samuel's body fighting zombies. But Samantha, because of Argatha, once being freed, managed to get full power. In other words, she became the closest thing to God. Now once free, she uses her almighty powers granted from Argatha to rewrite time and space to her fitting, and decides to be absolutely normal. She chooses to make the whole thing nothing but a game, which we see in the end cutscene. She has a friend named Eddie, she has her beloved father, and they're in World War II. But at the end of that cutscene, Maxis has a plan. He remembers, after all, he was the one to grab and pull Samantha out of Argatha. In World War II, he forms an organisation, Group 935, this time with him as the leader. He gets 4 test subjects, and you can guess who they are, to be brainwashed, and strikingly similar to the 4 heroes that had helped him so long ago. But there were unforeseen side effects. Tank was angry, Nikolai was drunk, Takio was more accepting, and Richtofen was a psychopath. Long story short, these 4 end up on the moon with Samantha. Samantha gets trapped in the Argatha in the past. The real heroes help her out. She recreates the universe. Maxis recreates them, and it's just an endless loop. The only problem with this is that Maxis remembers. Now, if he remembers, he'd know that there was this cycle. Richtofen seems to have learned this information in Buried. The solution is that the cycle is not an endless cycle, because we cannot see how the cycle began, but the cycle ends by the breaking of the cycle. And in Mob of the Dead, we did break the cycle with the characters. The cycle is not one to repeat hundreds of times, but it could break at any point. Now, if your mind wasn't already blown at this point, then let me try and help you out a little bit. So, of course, after Moon, Samantha was trapped in Argatha, and that's why Maxis was trying to free her in Buried. Yet, she was trapped in 1918 in Origins. How does this make any sense? Well, with the idea of this cycle, we don't just have one timeline, we actually have 3 timelines. One is the timeline from World War II up until Buried, and there is also 2 other timelines, one being the Mob of the Dead timeline and another being Origins, which are 2 separate parallel timelines. Now, these 2 timelines are 2 parallel dimensions where things happen differently to how they happen in the normal timeline, and we can see this from Mob of the Dead and Origins, where in Mob of the Dead we had perks that were phasing in and out because they weren't invented in that time, yet they were moved there through Element 115. And again with Origins, with our characters being younger, the fact that Samantha was pulled from Argatha into 1918, as well as the giant robots, of course, all being moved by Element 115. And there we have my interpretation of the Origins storyline inside of Black Ops Zombies. I'm sure over the next few weeks or months, whilst Ghosts is out and I'll be producing videos of Call of Duty Ghosts, there will still be custom zombies, of course, and I think I may start up a Black Ops 2 Zombies storyline decrypted series. If you'd like to see the return of that for Black Ops 2, then be sure to let me know down below in the comment section. This is not the end for zombies in any way, and it's not the end for me either. I'm sure that with Call of Duty Ghosts we're going to be getting some great content, and I'll be producing so many videos on Call of Duty Ghosts for you guys, so make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already to stay updated on that. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook in the description, the links are there. And also, if you guys want a more in-depth look at Origins and the Black Ops 2 Zombies timeline, if you are confused in any way, then Murder Machine X has put together the most amazing video I've ever seen, which describes it perfectly well, and massive credit goes to him for that. I didn't want to say too much in this video because he explains so much of it, so I mainly talked about the origin story side to it, but he has just gone into a completely new level. With his video you'll understand everything about the storyline from the very start on World at War to now, and it explains everything perfectly. So if you are confused at all by my video, then check the description for Murder Machine X's video. It's pretty damn amazing. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you very soon.